Hi everybody, Laura Reichert with Triangle Life Coaching with my influencer and celebrity.
Well, I'm not a celebrity, but Erica DeLong, working iHeartRadio, and happy to be here with my girl Laura. And it's all about knowing who you are to get what you want. So we've got some assessments today to get you to that point.
Yep. So we're going to start with healthy boundaries assessment. Okay. So we're going to go over some of these, not all of them. You'll be able to have access to this through our description and you could download it. So we're going to start with, I ask for what I want, need directly.
Okay.
Do you ask for what you want and need directly, or do you beat around the bush?
I think people will struggle with that sometimes. It depends on where you're at. Like for me, I can ask at home, no problem, ask my husband, but I have a hard time with maybe management at work. So what would you say to somebody that's trying to ask or they need something? How do they do it directly?
Well, just make sure that you always acknowledge somebody first, because people like to be acknowledged.
Okay.
So you would say, you know, thanks so much for whatever, or I'm really enjoying my job, this, whatever. And you want to say, what I could really use is, what I really want to make my job a little easier would be. And if they tell you, no, we can't have the job. Okay, like at least you asked, at least you know now. You're not making up a story in your mind that you couldn't have it, because they very well could just say yes. So just, and then you could deal with the situation from there on how you want to walk into that. So you're not arguing about it. It's like, okay, you heard them, and then just leave, and then we can go from there.
And then also practice it, and I learned this from her. You practice it, visualize yourself asking for it, so that way your body is there. Maybe your mind's not, but your mind is there, or your body has been in that space to where you're a little bit more comfortable when you finally do go in and ask.
Exactly right. Let people know when they're being unreasonable or demanding.
Okay. How do you do that without having a fight? So say your husband's being demanding and he's just really getting on your nerves. How do you do that in a responsible manner?
Well, if you can identify that they're falling below the line consciousness, which means you're acting a little bit like a person who's drank a lot of alcohol, which is unreasonable, they don't listen, that you really can't deal. If somebody was standing in front of you who drank a lot of alcohol, right, you'd be like, I'm not even going to talk to them because they're never going to hear me. Right. Same thing with a person who's fallen below the line consciousness. If you're aware of that, let it be. Don't say anything.
So maybe come back to it once everybody's cooled down or whatever it might be. Just wait and revisit it.
Yeah.
But don't let it go. Like if you need to express that, like make sure you bring it up.
But you don't want to be like, you're being so reasonable, because now you're just screaming at a person who can't really even hear you anyway. They're just going to scream back at you. It's just a fight. So just wait until they're calmer.
And don't wait on like a dinner date when you're having a romantic. Do it like in a safe space. Maybe your 15-minute catch up for the day.
Right. And there's so many other tips I could share with you sometime, but those are pretty much the basic ones that you could start with today.
Okay. Yes.
I say no without feeling obligated or guilty. The Power of No, which we have a fabulous podcast that is probably one of our highest listened to ones. You have to check it out. It's on iHeart platforms and whatever platform that you listen to your podcast on. So saying no without feeling obligated or guilty.
Gosh, why do we always feel guilty? We say, can't make it, gotta go to Susan's house, gotta bake a pie later, gotta do this.
Sorry.
All these excuses. So like,
I really want to, but I can't. Sorry. Oh, I feel so bad. I say no, but I hate going there. Isn't that one?
So maybe you just say, just do it. Just say it with confidence. Like I have a girlfriend that when she can't go, she's like, can't make it. No explanation. She just says she can't go. And I'm always like, where's she going? But I respect her because she sets her boundaries and she's like, no, can't go.
That's right. Unapologetically.
Great.
And it's not being bitchy.
Yeah.
And if you do that, and let's say somebody does that to you and you really want to know, you can ask, what's going on that you can't come? I'd really like to see you. There's nothing wrong with that. But if somebody doesn't ask you and you've just said no, just walk away. Get used to being uncomfortable in that moment and just be like, no, can't make that.
Thank you for asking me, but I can't make it.
Right. Or always go, maybe next time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll do something else for you. They don't even care probably. And you're just jumping all over yourself.
And then you promise the next time you still don't want to go the next time. So don't do that either.
Amen. We have, I set limits on my time, resources, and availability. Set limits.
I think no can go with that as well. So like if you're good at saying no, then you're probably better at your boundaries. But I think recently in this year, I realized for me to feel full, I need time with my family on the weekend. So like my work events, I try to make sure I limit those, because if not, I'm going all weekend doing events and then I feel like unbalanced because I didn't have time with my family, which to me is important. So you have to just say, I can't do it. You know, like, no, you have to set those boundaries and let people know, like, on the weekends, that girl ain't doing it.
I know so much about that time stuff because I'm in people pleasing recovery. And being a people pleaser, I definitely did not have really good boundaries in my time. But you know what I love about this one too is resources. Not having good limits on your resources. People want to borrow stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I always say if they're going to borrow something and you say yes, don't expect it back. If you are expecting it back in one piece.
Like a shirt, you don't expect it back? Really?
Well, what if they stain it, ruin it? What if it's 3 weeks later and they still haven't given back to you because they haven't washed it yet? Then you're all up in arms.
Yeah.
No expectations.
That's good. I always lend my clothes out. People bring them back though.
I'll have to know
If
that.
not, I'll have to have no expectations, you know? I need to set
Yeah.
the no expectations.
Right,
Yeah.
or she knows the people she can lend them to that
Yeah.
are going to return them. So that's probably good too. I generally take care of my needs before trying to help others.
I think women struggle in this area a lot.
Big time.
A lot. Whether it's with your family, your kids, your mother,
Yeah.
your job, you do everything to please everybody else. I don't. I take care of myself.
She's really good self.
I do. She texted me the other day. She's like, I love that you do a lot of self-care. And I got chuckled because I was like, it's my meeting. My husband thinks I'm in a meeting and I'll go and get me one of those little 15-minute chair massages, and it's great.
Can cover your ears.
Yeah, but it makes me reset. It's just a 15 minutes to just be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, my girlfriend Janice, my BFF, she once said to me, women will pay anything for their pets, for their children, but not for themselves. No, I don't think I'm gonna get that. But your kid asks you for the $50 nail appointment. You're like, sure, you can go.
Right.
So yeah, you're definitely worth it. And I think
How does somebody get better at taking care of themselves first, though? Like, what's a quick
baby
tip?
steps for sure. First, start saying no to other people. I think that's a great one.
Right.
Just say no to even the little things.
Okay.
No, but not no. Like, I'm not doing that anymore. Just be like, okay, I'm gonna just say no. And just observe and see what happens. People are allowed to get upset if you say no. It's okay. You don't have to fix people. Your children or anybody else. You have to worry about yourself first. It's just like on the airplane when they say, put the extra mask on yourself first and then take care of everybody else. It's the same thing. You have to take care of yourself first, and having good boundaries helps you. That's what we
I
want
like
for all
that.
of you.
And for the taking care of yourself first, grab a calendar and just mark time for yourself. And if you're like, oh, I don't have $50 to go and get a manicure, maybe it's just to take a walk by yourself where you can reset your mind. So I have started doing that and I love it. Like I really yearn for that time of just being at peace by myself for just a few minutes to reset and be appreciative when I do go to the next thing.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Eric and I do this. It's late at night right now, and we don't care. We're like, this is our time to kind of give back, but we enjoy it. So we make time away from our families to do this, and that's just our boundary. And our families just they just have to be okay.
yeah, my husband just sent me a picture of my daughter knocking over the entire shoe closet. I'm like, well, I'll see
Ella
you
was
soon.
climbing up the shoe rack, literally climbing up the shoe rack.
He's like, we're gonna have to do something about this. I was like, I'll see you in a little bit.
See you later. See you later. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. You can always follow us on our Instagrams, which is Triangle Life Coaching.
And I'm Erica DeLong. And of course, always download the worksheets too, because they're great for you to kind of assess where you are in this space and like how you can grow from the
Right.
worksheet.
And Eric and I will do the assessments, and we'll leave the information in our descriptions so that you can see what we scored as well. And let us know if you need some help with something. DM us.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here with us. That's our 2 cents, and have a great rest of your wherever you are.